chainsaw, one J here, and there's one iPhone 5. I don't know.
Actually, also, Yang spread the kind of information with using Twitter, yeah, Chinese community.
Yeah, I sent him all the publicity
Okay.
slides.
もうじゃあ30分になったかな。何使ってalready？
まだ。
あ、まだ。
あ、そうですね。パクチュア。You are so punctual.
講義の時もまでに。
そうですね。
なんか講義を5分遅れてくるとかね。なんか昔から。中国からも何人かいる？
あんまりない。
そうですね。で、その途中で来るかもしれない。今回は早めで。
じゃあ30分。
あ、ありがとうございます。じゃあそろそろ始めましょう。Good morning, everybody. Today is the second day of Summer Institute. Today's morning session is Professor Sano's lecture, Emeritus Professor Sano's lecture, and the afternoon session from 1 p.m. Tokuyama Company's lecture and hands-on. So with courtesy of Professor Sano, today's lecture becomes hybrid lecture, so you can hear from China. Can you hear me, Chin-san?
聞こえる。
I think so.
聞こえるみたいです。
Okay, so
やめたとbe shy.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, so じゃあ、佐野先生お願いします。Please start.
Thank you, Oshika Sensei. Good morning, everyone. So I'm Hideko-san, you can see from the screen. So I'm now just emeritus professor of the Hokkaido University and also former president of Hokkaido rowing team. So I'm now enjoying my free time so many hours every day, and I do nothing. This is a nice retirement life. Okay. So for the student, if you do some kind of work to present everything, so you have to write this kind of thing. So COI disclosures. So we have a lot of companies to work with, but we don't have. You have to be fair. So just work following the scientific rule. So that's why I have no conflict of interest to disclose with respect to this presentation. Okay. So starting with, I want to show you some of the members of our department participate in IAD 2023 in Turkey. You were there, right? So it was really successful, and approximately 700 people took part in this meeting. And she is Sema Berry, professor of Seljuk University. She's going to appear next week. So she was the president of this meeting, and so this is Tanami Sensei. He is also emeritus professor of Tokyo Medical University, and this is my picture 10 years ago anyway. So it was really successful meeting, and she was asked by a member of the IADL. So, and she was asked to do this kind of thing again in IADL meeting in the next year. Will be held in which place? New Orleans. So now she's Sema-Berry. She's preparing the kind of draft for the next IADL meetings symposium. So title is biomimetic dentistry. So do you know this termination? No, it's true. I don't know. I have checked. Anyways, what is biomimetic dentistry? Okay, I checked. So if you give me any kind of question, I can answer correctly. So we need to learn what is biomimetic dentistry. Okay, I checked by internet. This is a place for going place. So in the morning around 5 o'clock, so the students start to do the training on this. It's a river actually. So anyways, so I checked the literature. So biomimetic dentistry is something like this. So just please read it. So biomimetic dentistry is the practice of dentistry, which applies the concept of biomimetics. It's difficult. Anyway, so next line. This treatment approach strives to preserve intact tooth, to structure and restore the function biomechanics of natural teeth. So it should be something like MRI and something like aesthetic. So then this tells biomimetic dentistry is typically applied to restorative and aesthetic dentistry, but it can be applied to any dental discipline. Okay, something like this. And also I checked this homepage, so you can go there. So advantages of biomimetic dentistry. So preserve intact tooth structure, okay, minimize pain and sensitivity, eliminate unnecessary root canals, restore teeth with limited remaining structure, optimal seal, prevent catastrophic failures, maximize adhesion by up to 400%. Okay, understand? Oh, thanks. So we need to learn what is this. So next year I can walk much easier to you guys. Okay. 谢谢。So far, my answer for biomimetic dentistry is this. I don't understand. And so Sema-Berry is working on this biomimetic dentistry for next year. I sent email. Actually, I sent WeChat to Sema, and she replied something like this: "It's too much." So it's also confusing. So just read 2 minutes. Yeah. In the field of general dentistry, there are so many new concepts appears in MRI, biomimetic, aesthetic, cosmetic, tooth saving, societal general is anything anyway. So biomimetic could be using the kind of current technology to provide the patient a very nice outcome. Okay. So I'm thinking about my practice. So it's gonna be biomimetic or not. So we don't have any answer for that, but I can show you. For example, so this picture was asked by a company. So they are producing new composite. So I just show my clinical cases. One of the cases is this one. So this should be biomimetic or tooth saving or aesthetic. And also this is another one. We call another, so sometimes the preparation called by tunnel preparation, you know this? Tunnel just preserve the proximal surface of the tooth. So doing like this could be biomimetic, I think. And this picture is provided by one of the mentor, Inokoshi Sensei. So he's working on how many years, 20, 30 years for in Tokyo. And he's a kind of guy using please turn off the kind of mic. Okay. So his main clinical procedure is using composite and using Japanese insurance system. So after just 10 minutes, so he make like this without cutting, just edge, doing like this. So this is the processes case. It could be biomimetic. And also this is my student case. The patient was working at Susukino bar and she had a diastema like this. This is also biomimetic, I think. And this is a really difficult case. It takes hours sometimes to make it one day. So this could be also biomimetic. And this work was done by also student. And this case could be Hoshika Sensei's case, right?
This one,
No.
no, I
Just tooth manicure. This was produced by how many years ago? 20 years ago. And it works sometimes. And so there are so many emergency cases for me. This patient was coming from Tokyo. It's a kind of summer vacation with his father. He fell in Kushiro, and he had a break in the front tooth like this. And the clinical procedure just make a pop capping and make composite. This could be also biomimetic. And this is the case, another one, so fracture and just pop cap plus bone, and it worked. So 2 years, and then she graduated from Hokkaido University, so she's now working in Tokyo, I don't know. That's it anyway. And also, this is the kind of case you can see. So he doesn't have a second premolar here, and he wanted to have a kind of treatment without cutting, no implant, and no denture. So we have a kind of technique for the adhesive, and so if you have something like this, so surrounding by enamel, it's easy, just edge. But if you have metal here, so this is a really tough substitute. So if you do this kind of thing, so just take a look, make carefully, and maybe it should be difficult. So this is a clinical case. So it comes like this. This should be also biomimetic. And Toida Sensei is doing this patient right now. Right? still remaining this one? Okay, it works. Yeah, metal bonding in a clinical situation is really difficult. And so long time ago, I was appointed as a professor from 1997, 26 years ago. At those times, we don't have any zirconia restoration. So she had, the patient had bridge like this. So I redo the endo again. Then, at those times, we don't have so much choices to do it. So just use Rebondo plus polyceramic composite and place like that. And after 25 years later, so discoloration occurs, but still working. So unfortunately, I can ask this patient to continue to come to the Hokkaido University because she has some problem and now she's not in the hospital, but still working this one. So this is a kind of technique written by Sema Mary. So if you see Sema, she knows a lot for the clinical situation. So you can ask her. And this kind of procedure can be done by yourself. This is a composite bridge. It's easy to make it using reinforced fiber. So this is another one done by my student. So this is metal cap covered with composite, and this is artificial tooth. And these are the kind of fiber. So you can do by yourself. It's very cheap and you can charge a lot. Okay. So also it is working more than 20 years. So please turn off your mic. So anyways, there are so many nice places in Hokkaido, so it's just recommend you to go places like this is very famous Japanese style hotel called San Yoan. So it's really fancy place and food are nice. So very expensive, but I recommend you to go. So this picture is coming from the literature from that group. So for the first time I saw this, it was, oh my gosh. And I had a personal talk with Bart so many times, and now this restoration lasted 6 years. Okay. So it could be also biomimetic. And this is schema made by Matsumoto Sensei. So this is a technique to do it. So there are so many nice work can be done if you use the recent adhesive technology. So sometimes we have a kind of failure of restoration. So this picture is coming from the lecturer Ueda Sensei. So Department of Ground Bridge Prosthesis. So he experienced the come of the restoration bridge of this. And if you take a look, so we can learn from the failure case a lot. So what kind of failure? So this part, visually, adhesive failure. So if you have a kind of cohesive failure within composite resin cement, could be bonding, could be good. And if you have something inside the remnant of the composite, so bonding to the inside of the prosthesis could be stronger than bonding to tooth. Also, this is going to be a kind of case. Think about the degradation. So we are thinking about still the kind of direct bonding is okay, but cement having kind of problem. So this picture is from Doosan. So did you submit this paper? Okay, accepted? Not yet, okay. Yeah, this is very new. I I don't want to show this picture to the manufacturers. Actually, this is a kind of chemical cure base adhesive. And you sound in a kind of beam irradiation around here to here, and so adhesives here, dentin is here, and composite. So you can see big niche, not a separation. So this part is very weak. So probably 2 microns thickness. So this would be a kind of weak point for the durability. So that's why probably we saw before the kind of adhesive failure in the critical case. So if you have separation over here in the long run using the bridge something, so you can have separation, then visually it could be adhesive. So if you use the chemical cure composite cement, so Toyota is working on it, right? So it doesn't show this kind of failure. And if you go to dual cure, so sometimes you have the failure like this. So we need to have better strategy for the chemical cure. So it doesn't work so much. And probably you are going to check the kind of interface using MMTB resin. So according to literature, so curing starts from dentin to the composite. So if it works, so it's another key to make new resin composite base, okay? It's gonna be a secret, don't tell anyone, right? So, and I'm gonna change my topic. So because I'm a kind of survivor, so far survivor of the cancer, stage 4 cancer for approximately 10 years. So normally if you have a stage 4 10 years survival rate could be less than 2% anyway. So in Japan we have so expected life gonna be more than 85, 87 to the female and 80 to something to the male. So if you live longer, more than 50% of Japanese diagnosed with cancer during their life. So you are not Japanese, so but more than 50% going to be diagnosed cancer. But luckily, so mortality, you can see. Female is really strong, so you can survive better than boys. Okay. So if you have a proper diagnosis and something like this, so mortality rate would be less than 20% for female. Okay, this is very important. You're gonna be cancer, but you can survive. Okay. So back to something like this. This patient is more than 60 years old. Okay. Those time, so the prevention for the caries of perio are not so good. Then this patient wanted to have a whitening, okay, and also whitening of the disc face. Right. And after whitening also, you can see the pigmentation disappear, okay? So after whitening, so composite doesn't show so much discoloration, you have to change to think about to do it, okay? Anyway, this is another story. And so this goes to like this. And then, so composite have been changed using universal shade resin. Okay, universal shade is just one shade, place it. So after 3 years, medical dental student at the University of California 30 years ago. And this is only diploma, so placed in Hokkaido University 3 years ago anyway. Then we go touch up again, like this. So, if you do doing the whitening again like this, so composite itself also shows some kind of this white color. And you can see the tooth around here, a little bit yellow, but goes to white, and this color goes to white also. So it's interesting to see. So that's why all of the kind of work we have done in my department, previous department, should be a kind of biometric genetic, I think. And so taking pictures, something like if you do the kind of laminated veneer, so take this direction could be there to see. Reality is a little different anyway. So again, what is biomimetic? Understand? No. Okay. So I take a look at the literature and so how can a person cicada or cicada, right? Okay. So this has a wings. Okay, and so this wing are bacteria free. Why? So this is a very interesting research work. Cicada's wings, so the killer bacteria. Okay, so how to make it? Yeah, this picture is coming from the another country I can't remember. We don't have this cicadas. So anyway, so if you back to this paper, it's very interesting. Okay, the biological kind of structure makes bacteria free. Also, possibly this structure kills virus. Okay, so just go to check this paper and go to my internet, and you can see these images. So this picture is an SEM image of this wing coming from somewhere around. And if you place bacteria, so this structure breaks the bacteria. So it's a kind of spindle, but it's not like making blow up. Just if you have the kind of spindle, between the spindle, you have a surface tension, and this tears bacteria. Okay. So this is very interesting. So the detail I just skipped it. Okay, I'm back to cancer again. So, yeah, cancer and bacteria is a kind of big topic now in many fields of medicine. So in the dentistry, so bacteria is a kind of, they're very important thing for periodontal disease, for caries, or other infection, oral infections. Anyways, so I cannot find the English page. Just I'm going to show you this is a kind of just a number of cancer patient by age. So take a look for the Japanese. So they are younger, so female is higher incidence of the cancer, and then around 50 to 60, it's gonna be changed to female gonna be liable to cancer. Okay? So anyways. This is. And in a dentistry, we don't have so much paper available, but if you go to the kind of medical paper, so there are so many relationship between oral microbiome versus kind of cancer. So and then we can access so many paper, something like this. And so oncology and dentistry is a very important future field of research now. So then I'm going to introduce director of the Cancer Institute. She was coming from this department. And so she's working on now cancer research now, but she used to be a researcher for dental materials. So you can go to the kind of her page, you can see a CV like this. So first paper from her was this one. So both sides, so resin composite contains bisphenol A. And bisphenol A induces a kind of mutation to the cells. I'm not sure about that anyway. She started check the components of the polycarbonate ground, and she found it releases some amount of concentration of bisphenol A to the water or oils. So anyway, and also she was working on durability of dentin bonding, and she has paper in general adhesive. And also final paper from dentistry is from Dental Materials, is nice journal. So mechanical properties, adhesive, and bond strength. So she was actually material scientist, but now she's working on something like that, and there are so many papers. And she likes to submit to Nature babes, like Nature communication. She has, I'm not sure, 5, 6 Nature publication now. And recent paper is something like this. So I don't know. And I learned it from, this is a paper from her group. So where is Akiko-san? Here, okay. And so you can see the title. Okay. So, and if you take a look at the paper, so you can see PG. PG is coming from here, probably. So these are kind of tuberculosis bacteria. So probably this produces some kind of substance to induce a cancer. Okay. So I checked the other one. So this cancer is less, you can see, and the important thing is mortality. So lung cancer by me is really severe to male. And if you take a look, so the higher mortality goes to colorectal, stomach, pancreas, liver. All right. It's really much related to digestive tract, starting from oral environment to And so there are so many infection occurs. You can see here, every day you can see the oral infection. And we are cleaning the bacteria every day, right? And so we have approximately 70 patients per day when I was in this department. And our main work is kind of the kind of cleaning the oral environment, because thanks to the adhesive technology or new technology, the treatment takes not so much time. So after that, just do the observation of the patient, it's going to be great. Sometimes a crack occurs, so we can repair. Sometimes a fracture, small fracture occurs, we can repair. So it's a minimum in the inflammation density. At the same time, we are doing cleaning. Okay? So, for example, this was one of my patients. He passed away because of the pneumonia anyway. But he has the polyps a lot. He had a kind of syndrome. But, so we are doing this kind of thing, cleaning every month. And according to Tanaka sensei, he was a lecturer in this department. And talking with him, he also explained no cancer occurrence from here to here, if you do. So this is a kind of hint for our future research. And at those time, our target was colorectal cancer or liver cancer. So because just go to this way and liver is just coming here next to the which place? Can I remember? Anatomy anyway. So but just to take a look, the papers available now. So there are so many possibilities for the relationship between the bacteria versus cancer. So I just recommend you to read this paper. So do you know this name? Yeah, you can find this bacteria from your oral environment. And also I have a chance to check the Kaken in Japanese, or how can I say? It's a research grant application. I helped the medical school, how can I say, faculties. I checked many papers, but they are focusing on the bacteria versus cancer. So we have a kind of connection between the medical research and the research using technology of using us. I will show you later. Anyway, and also you can see this bacteria. So I had a talk with the professor of the third internal medicine 5 years ago. So at those time I was talking about colon cancer. But he said to me, so many of the members in the department in Thailand, they think so colon cancer or versus oral bacteria is a probably big relationship. They don't have any interest. So their interest was 5 years ago. So if you have oral bacteria, probably pancreatic cancer will be the target for the future. He said 5 years ago. Anyway, so now this kind of paper is appearing. This is another one. So, and it's going to be difficult to, how can I say, pronunciate. Cholangiocarcinoma. Cholangiocarcinoma. This is also a very fatal one. most fatal cancer is a common pancreatic. This is second fatal, I heard. So also, so they are focusing on oral microbiome. So we don't have so much evidence so far, but probably I just pick up the keywords like oral microbiome, okay? And, oh my gosh. Interstellar for also. If you have kind of program and something happens, and so they go the kind of bacterial dislocation occurs from colon to the other organs. And this goes to sometimes other organ, also cancer tissue, and make a kind of the biological reaction, and cancer goes worse, or making a cancer something like this. So also directly from your mouth to this root, a kind of hematogenous infection, also it could be kind of possible. And bacterial dislocation is very famous in the colon. And also oral bacteria may play a big role for tumor progression. And also, it's gonna be a biomarker. If you have, it's a combination of the checking system using other one, genetic checking also. Also, if you see a kind of bacteria, it's gonna be, bacteria should be a kind of biomarker for the cancer. So, and also it affects the watery rates. If you have a kind of oral bacteria, so water rate goes up. And I had many really nice treatment from Korea University. The first stage was I received chemotherapy and radiology. So it worked only 10 months, and after that I had a surgery again. But if you have a kind of bacteria, so this makes the resistant, for the cancer cell gonna be resistant to chemotherapy. So there are so many things, so we have to work on how. And luckily, so Yoshikawa-sensei submitted this, right? So this is very important. It's just one small field of this kind of research, but it's nice to show the kind of thing from dentistry. And this was approved by last year, right? This year.
Last year.
Last year. Okay. And so the joint project, very small joint project, because we don't have any big grant for that. So, but research question is, yeah, professional, if you do professional cleaning, you don't know why this bacteria goes to colon. Okay, because we have stomach here, and this is a normally it's low pH. So this kills bacteria, but you can find oral bacteria within the stomach. So something happens anyway. But if you do cleaning just the dentist way, so let the patient do the brushing, and also ask the patient to come, I don't know, every 2 weeks, every 1 month or not. So just clean up. So bacteria goes down, amount of bacteria goes down in your mouth. So what happens? And also this makes a kind of colon inflammation lower. So make a kind of long story short. So if you go to the dentist every month, so you can avoid some percentage of cancer. So this is our goal. This kind of thing is going to be true or not, we don't know. Just do it. It's interesting. Right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And biomimetic again. So, have you seen this paper? Okay, just they are doing a kind of biomimetic thing. So just think about cicada wings. So bacteria free. Okay. And so this group, fortunately, so this is a very new paper, and if you have a chance, we can make a kind of collaboration, if you like. So they are mimicking the cicada wings. Okay. So they are making really nice schema cartoon for understanding. So bacteria comes to this and touch. So this is killed by not a blow, just a surface tension stretches the bacteria membrane and break it. And also it's going to be washable. So it will be interesting, right? How to use. So this is a kind of problem. So it's better to see this paper to think about. So you cannot do it, it's okay, but think is important. And a new idea comes from this country. So this is going to be a bacteria. This is the SCF image, and then surface tension breaks it, and after long time, so this is going to be washed out. So yeah, this is new approach. And do you know Imazato Sensei?
Yes.
So he's also working on the bacteria study using the MVP, the kind of monomer which kills bacteria. But this is a kind of different mechanism. So this is a structure kills bacteria. Okay? So this is just a thing. This is a kind of training for your brain. If you have this materials here. So how to apply the concept of nano surfaces to clinical situation. So it can be used. So if you have this, I don't know how to make it so far, but you can control this material. So if you place this to the surface, so you can have most of the bacteria on the cube. Or place this material to the denture, so something happens. And it has a kind of small needles appearing, but the size is very small. So if you touch, it's going to be very smooth. Okay, that's why we can use this. If possible, we can use it in our lab. So some kind of way of thinking or material appearing. So it's important to think of how to apply. So that's the part we are working on applied science. So application is also important. Okay, we have chance to use it. So we need to think about how to use it. Okay. It's up to you. Right. Just see new approach from the paper or talking with the scientists or talking with the company guys. So you can have probably new idea because you don't know so much. It's nice. If you know too much, so you cannot do further. If you're a beginner, you can do everything. So because you don't know anything. So that's a big advantage. So that's why for this research field, for me, it's new. Okay, I don't know anything about that. So if you know much, so it's gonna be difficult to use clinically. You have to have approval from the government. You have to think about budget. Or we don't think about that because I don't know anything. So that's why idea goes much deeper. And if something happens, the modification will be much easier than now. So I have retired now, so I don't have any chance to do the innovative work. But sometimes old guys talk about history and just make younger student to do new. And young is very nice. Again, I'm gonna talk you don't know anything. It's nice. So you can jump in easy, right? So it's up to you. Right? So almost the end of my presentation. So this has already helped me. Okay. So we are lucky. This is Hokkaido University campus. So most of them, as you know, was lucky. So we have a marathon runner we are invited to campus. And I was in Tokyo to watch TV because it was prohibited to come to Hokkaido University campus. So it's secret. So they are enjoying. And according to them, so just next to them, so they could see President of the University, right?
Yes.
That's fine.
Yes.
So our campus is so nice, and Samata is a kind of special place to enjoy everything, right? And I was rowing team, so I just see this rowing competition. And he's my charisma. He's a New Zealand guy, not like Australia. Used to be next. So he had a third gold medal. And he's very old. Normally kind of age of retirement, but he won gold medal. So he's a very nice. We call Habishino. So, and he has more than 20 years of rowing experience. And the guy worked here, the top part. He had only 2 years of experience for us. So it's you have the kind of harmony, so you can have good result. So it's like research. So amazing. Thank you very much for your attention.
So thank you very much for Mr. Sano, very great lecture regarding biomimetic dentistry, bacteria and cancer relationships, so on. Okay, so any questions, please ask Professor Sano. Anything, okay. It's from online also possible. Finally, 20 participants. Yes.
From China?
Yes. Okay. So not bad.
Thank you, Professor, for your wonderful presentation. So I have a question related to biomimetic dentistry. So are there any specific dental problems that biomimetic dentistry is particularly effective?
So I have no idea. So and so if you have a chance, so we are planning to do the kind of symposium at the INL meeting of New Orleans. So Sema Bailey will be chair, and Tamani Sensei will be Sema, and another famous guy, private dentist, will participate. So until that time, I'm gonna learn a lot about biomimetic. my sense of biomimetic is like a bacteria killing substance like this. This is just mimicking cicada, right? So it will be also another micro size.
All right, thank you, Professor. One more question. How about the cost? What do you think? Is the biomimetic treatment is cost effective compared to conventional dental treatment?
Yeah, actually, biomimetic idea is coming from US. So this means they're very expensive. But they are talking about, so it's a kind of minimally invasive. So we don't cut so much. And also procedure is very important. We are thinking about, for example, curing shrinkage occurs a lot of bad things. Sometimes cast fracture occurs. So they are talking something like that. So it's based on minimally invasive dentistry plus some part aesthetic plus dental material aspect. So far, you understand that. And also, it goes very expensive for the general dentists. This is also important in US.
All right, thank you, Sensei.
Thank you.
Sorry, thank you.
Sano Sensei, thanks for the lecture. We are always learning from you, so thank you very much. My question goes to cicada. What are the properties or characteristics of cicada that led the researchers to develop a nanosurface or nanostructure?
Actually, I'm just recommended to read the paper.
Okay.
It's interesting because I didn't think about that, but if you have this structure, so it doesn't make a kind of the blow up. Just to make, probably I cannot do the kind of calculation, but you can make calculation using mathematics. So you can have surface tension, focus the bacterial membrane, and it goes here. So probably material not so dependent. So structure will be important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Sano Sensei, for your interesting presentation. I just went through the internet and your presentation. According to your presentation, this biomimetic dentistry is something like restoration of the tooth structure, right? Am I right? So, what do you think about it? Biomimetic dentistry is a new paradigm shift or old wine in a new bottle?
Old one.
I'm going to think about that. I'm just learning.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for a great lecture, Professor Sano. You mentioned about the biomimetic dentistry and the antibacterial nanosurface. So, do you think is it possible to make the antibacterial nanosurface of composite resin?
Yeah, just it's your work. Think about it.
Do you have any idea?
It's really difficult to make a seat. It could be easy,
Mm.
kind of seat.
Yeah.
But the composite you have to mix,
Mm.
and this kind of arrangement should be very difficult.
Mm.
So the just a feeding technique could be different.
Yes.
So it's up to you. You just think about this.
Yeah, so now is the most of the some composite resin have the antibacterial effect, but if it's possible with the nanosurface, I think more better. So that's why I asked. Thank you so much. So.
No. Thank you.
Yes.
There is a question maybe in the chat box.
Ah, yes.
No, actually, it's not a question. I placed a message for them.
Okay, let's check.
yes, Sano-san, he will.
Hello, everybody.
It is
sorry.
from me.
Sorry.
I was requesting questions, I was telling them.
Yes, fine.
Do you have any questions from online?
There's one, isn't it? Downstairs there in Japanese, maybe?
No?
I cannot read here, but maybe you can.
Only you.
Oh, okay,
Two questions, just a comment.
okay.
Okay, so it's. Thank you very much, Professor Sano.
Can I end the session? Since
Yes, yes. Okay, so afternoon we start from 1 p.m. This auditorium. Okay.
メールありがとうございます。
あ、いえいえ
後でから
出しました。武田先生が。
Okay, so today's morning session will finish, so see you afternoon. Afternoon, I'm not sure to do this, but I will try.